Hi and welcome. Hi and welcome to Geeks for Geeks. Can I have a quick +1 in the chat if I'm visible as well as equally audible? Then we would start right away. Let me just turn on my preview screen to see if I'm audible as well as equally visible or not. So let me just, yeah, fair enough. This should be, sorry about that. Okay, let me just turn on my preview screen. So let me just, okay, fair enough. I'm visible as well as equally audible. Still, we would wait for the next 1 minute so that everyone joins. Okay. Hey Rahul, how are you? Let me just open the timer. Okay. So we would wait for around 30 seconds and then we would move forward. Okay. Fair enough. Let's start now. Okay. Today we would be discussing uh, yesterday's problem of the day, that is anagram of a string. This problem appeared in Amazon and this is a problem of anagram and the success percentage is quite good, that is 49.25%. Okay, so we are given two strings s1 and s2 in lowercase. So basically in lowercase it boils down to the fact that we would be only be having lowercase alphabets, that is from A to Z. Okay, the task is to make them anagram. Okay, so before moving forward, let us first understand what is basically an anagram. Okay, so to understand anagram better, so let me just align this. Sorry for this. Okay, let me just align this. Okay. Yeah, sorry. Yeah. So I hope now things are very clear. So what do you mean by anagram? Okay. What is basically an anagram? And my voice is fluctuating. Okay, let me just check my voice. Sorry. Yeah. So I hope now things are very clear. So what do you? Okay, no, my voice is not fluctuating. Just can you confirm again, Rahul? Okay, what is basically an anagram? So suppose we have string s1 and we also have a string s2. Okay, now if the frequency of each character is same in each of the string and we have no extra characters, then it is known as the anagram of both string. So सरल भाषा में समझा जाए तो सपोज पहला स्ट्रिंग में ए एक बार है तो दूसरे स्ट्रिंग में ए एक ही बार होगा. ऑर्डर doesn't matter here. Order is not a constraint here. Whatever can be the order. If we print all the permutations of a particular string, all the other permutation would also be an anagram of each other. Okay, fair enough. This is it. Now suppose we have A, B, C. I told that the frequency of each character should be similar or same, not similar, same. So the frequency of character A is 1, B is 1 and C is 1. So if we write C, B, A, that is an anagram of ABC. If we write B, A, C, these all are anagram of themselves, okay, among themselves. Fair enough. This is what is known as anagram. Okay, so let me just minimize it a little bit so that you would get a proper understanding. So we go here, yeah. Moving forward, yeah, the only allowed operation, so you need to make S1 an anagram of S2. This is what you need to do. Now the only allowed operation is to remove a character from any string. So now what can be the cases? Okay, suppose we have A, B, C and D, and next we have, again, to make things very similar, we have A, B, C and extra D. So the frequency of A is same, that is 1 in both the string, B 1 in both the string, C 1 in both the string, but the frequency of D in the first string is 1 and the frequency of the D in second string is 2. So basically एक frequency ज़्यादा है. Okay, so what we can do is, if we remove this one, if we remove this D, then this would be absolutely same. Now let's take a good example where the rearrangement of element is also done. Okay, the order won't be the same enough. So if we have A, B and C, and if we have C, A and then B, so we can see that the frequency of A is 1 here and the frequency of A is 2 here. Frequency of B is 1, frequency of B is 1, C is 1, C is 1. So if we just remove this A, then we can see that ABC is the anagram of CAB. Okay, we have already seen that. Now let us evaluate the test cases itself. Okay, fair enough. Now there is one B and there is no other B. So for string S1 we have B is equal to 1. Then we have 1C. So C would also be equal to 1. Then we have 1A. So A would also be equal to 1. And then we have 1D. So D would also be 1. And then we have 1E and 1H. So 1E and 1H is also same. Next we have what? We have H is equal to 1. And the next one that we are having is E is equal to 1 and A is also equal to 1. So here A is 1 and A is 1. So A is satisfied. E is 1 and E is 1. E is also satisfied. H is 1, H is 1. H is also satisfied. Now we can see that for the alphabets B, C and D, there are no equivalent pairs of them, okay, in the other string. So it needs to be neutralized. Suppose there are 5 charges here, so it needs to be minus 5 charges here. So in this scenario, suppose there are 2B at this S1, then you need to neutralize it with absolutely the same 2B only. You can't go beyond, you can't go less. Okay, this is it. So you need to subtract, okay, you need to subtract this B, this C and this D. So if we subtract this B, this C and this D, we can see that these two strings are same. So how many strings did we subtract? Let us see. So we subtracted one string, second string and the third string. So in total we made 3 operations. Okay. So and we are needed to tell the anagram of each other if one can be converted by it. Okay. But you can see that a simple thing is there. Did I miss something? I will watch the video. Okay, that's absolutely fine. Hello Lith, how are you? By the way, here it is given that find the minimum number of characters. This is just to make the question seem a little bit hard. Okay, so if you just observe carefully, you have no operation such as adding a character. So it can't be the case that I would first remove B, then again add B, then remove B and then add B. Okay, हटा रहे फिर लगा रहे, हटा रहे लगा रहे, मतलब झूठ मूठ का बढ़ा रहे ऑपरेशन. we can't do that. There is no option. Either we can delete anything. So if we start deleting the extra characters from each of the string, then we would definitely get the count, and that count would be the only count. Okay, there is no minimum or minimum or maximum value in that particular operation. Okay, fair enough. So how would we do that? To do that, we would make use of something known as ASCII value. So what we need to do is, how many characters are there in A to Z in lowercase. So there are 26 alphabets in total. Okay, so there is some value associated with each of A. Okay, if you want to see it, let me just show you in proper. Okay, so let me just open my Sublime Text. Okay, so what I can do is, if I go to the simple, so if I do this int, or I can do char c is equal to the value A. Okay, the value is simple, no extra something. Then what we need to do is int answer is equals to this value only. We would assign, and then we would see out the particular value of it, and then let's see. Okay, so the particular value is 97, but there is a pattern that is respected. What pattern is respected? The pattern that is respected is the ASCII value of A would be 97, then the ASCII value of A, B would be 98, then the ASCII value of C would be 99. So let's just confirm the value of C, or let's confirm the value of D, that is 100. Okay, so I would just edit it and then I would run it. Okay, and see, we have got this 100. Okay, that means we are correct. Okay, fair enough. Let's head back. So in total there are 26. Okay, 26. So and A starts from 97. Okay, fair enough. Then what we need to do is, we need to have an array of 97 plus 26. We can have that, but there is one more way of doing that. What we can do is, to store 96 we need 97, to store B we need 98, to store C we need 99. So what we can do is, as there are only lowercase alphabets, we can subtract the value of A in each of the terms. So now A would be stored to 0, because 97 minus 97 is equals to 0, 98 minus 97 is equals to 1, 99 minus 97 is equals to 2. So basically we would have A associated with 0 and Z associated with 25, and we would only require an array of size 26. Okay, and it would be just fine. So what we need to do is, okay, पहले हम लोग count कर लेंगे इस string में कितना है, इस string में कितना है, then जो difference रहेगा उसको हम लोग minus कर देंगे, but in reality हमें minus नहीं करना है क्योंकि वो string हमें return नहीं करना है. So जो difference amount आएगा, we would just return that, add that to a particular value and we would return that. Simple enough. So let me tell you in English. What we can do is, we can have a frequency array of size 26, and we can keep hashing the values. Like A is once, we would add A, then B is once, we would add that B, then C is once, we would add that C. Moving forward, what we can do is, the difference of their frequency added to a particular variable would be our answer. Okay, so as this is a basic level question and I don't think I would fall into errors, so let's code it live itself. Okay, let me make it a full screen. By the way, forgive me if I am not that much well acquainted with this, because this is the first stream I am doing with the Mac that I have bought for myself with my money. Okay, so basically a kind of good news and a bad news that I am kind of not very confident about handling this. Okay, so we would require two arrays of size 26. Arrays initially has some garbage value that is stored in it. Okay, so what we can do is, instead of using an array, we can directly use a vector itself. Okay, so we would have a vector of int, first the frequency table, that is f1, of size 26, and we would initialize everything with 0, and f2 with size 26 with everything initialized with 0. Then we would iterate over all the characters. So this is just a for each loop that to iterate over all the elements present in a particular data structure, and then first s1 would be hashed to f1, okay, to make the things very similar. So f1, so we would hash the values, that is add plus plus. So this is nothing but fe is equals to fe plus 1. Okay, fair enough. Now moving forward, we need to subtract the value of a. So subtracting the value of a would look like this. Then as this for each loop can be used again, I can again go here, and then I can again do like this, and the frequency of s2 would be stored in f1. Okay, fair enough. Now what we need to do is we need to have a count to store the answer. I generally used to like C. Okay, then what we can do is we can have a particular difference. Okay, what is the difference of both? Suppose a is there 2 times and a is there 1 time, so we need to delete that. But it might be the case that suppose here a s in s1, but suppose पहले स्ट्रिंग में 3 है और इसमें 2 है, तो 3 minus 2 हो गया. अब समझो इसमें 3 और इसमें 2 है, तो 2 minus 3 is equals to -1. -1 तो रिमूवल नहीं करना, 1 करना है. We don't know that. So I'm telling you what I wanted to tell, okay, in English. The thing is that suppose there are 3 characters at this string s2 and there are 2 characters in this one. So what we can do is 3 minus 2, the value, and suppose this time there is 3 characters here and 2 characters here. So 3 minus 2 is to be done, but 2 minus 3 would be just -1, and that would just disrupt the answer that we currently have. So we want the absolute value of it. So to get the absolute value in C++, what we do is we use something known as ABS. So we would start the for loop with int I is equals to 0, I is less than 26 and I plus plus, and then we go down and then C plus is equals to f1 of this particular I minus f2 of this particular I. But we want the absolute value of both, so we need to append it to a bracket, and then we get the ABS value. Okay, and this all is added to it, and then we would return this. Okay, we would return this particular C, and let's just see is this working or not. Okay, yes, this is working as of now for the sample test cases. Now let's have a look at the mean test cases. Okay, yes, so we have passed the current one. Okay, please dry run once. Yeah, absolutely, why won't I? Okay, so let me take the second example. Okay, in the dry run this is happening. I can't use, I'm not that much well acquainted with this. Okay, so forgive me. Okay, just okay, I need to go out of full screen. I'm extremely sorry. I have only been using Windows for all my life, and then I shifted to Ubuntu for SD, but now Mac, it is kind of overwhelming. Okay, fair enough. So let's see. So for the first string s1, what we would do is we would have the count as, okay, let me show you this sample test case here only. Okay, yeah, so suppose for this current test case, so for this C, we would store that for s1, this one would work, and we would have C is equals to 1, and then how many D are there? D is equals to 2. Okay, and then G is equals to 1 and then k is also equals to 1. Then we also have S2. Okay. Then for S2, G is 1, C is 1 and D is 1. So see, this G is complete because there is 1G here itself. Then we have 1C and 1C, and then we have 1D here, and but there are only 2D here, so 1 would remain, and then we have an extra K itself. So we can see that the only two remaining are D and K. So 0 minus 1 would be minus 1, but the absolute value of it would be 1. So 1 would get added, and then again from this K again 1 would get added. So in total we have 1 plus 1, that is 2, and so we are returning this 2 example. Okay. So now tell me if things are clear to you or not. Else I would explain you again. That's absolutely not an issue. Just tell me if things are clear to you or not. Okay. Can we use unordered map? Yes, sure, you can use unordered map, but never use it in competitive programming. Okay. Why? Because unordered map has an average time complexity of big O of 1, but unordered map has a worst time complexity of big O of n square. So never consider using it. Okay. Thanks a lot, Saurabh. Thanks a lot, Lalit. Thanks a lot, Uttam. Whenever you buy Apple product, either you keep the brand forever or you're never gonna use it for personal use. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, sir, what was your longest streak on POD? Actually, the thing is that I'm not a regular DSA coder. I'm a competitive programmer. I come from a competitive programming background, so that's why I don't have much streak. But if you talk about a month before, when I was taking POD 5 days a week, then around I had a streak of 5 days a week. Okay, press option and then maximize to keep the menu bar along with the max. Okay, just connect with me after the stream and I would learn from you. Okay, Lalit. So fair enough, we would still wait for the next 1 minute to see if there is any doubt that is still persisting or not, and else we would just turn off. Okay, so let's wait for the last 1 minute. Yes, please do like the video. It is having just 0 likes. It's so depressing, to be honest. Please like the video. The last 9 nines, please like the video. It is having just 3 likes. Okay, it seems that my explanation is absolutely boring. But now talking about this Mac was always a dream for me. Why? Because when I started, I had a desktop, to be honest, but that desktop wasn't working good. Okay, I had to keep the CPU open so that it doesn't get heated up. Okay, then moving forward, I bought a laptop, but my relatives told that why to buy a 50K laptop when the work can be done in a 20K laptop. But I was confident enough, so my mother and father supported me and they bought me. And working on that Windows laptop was absolutely very problematic. Why? Because the terminal stops responding after a certain period of time, and if you are doing a lot of work in your terminal, that is not feasible enough. Okay, then moving forward, I was saving a lot of money, but then I got drifted and I heard that the registration fees of the vehicle association would go up, so I had to buy a bike for myself immediately just before December. So then fast forward, I bought a MacBook and it got delivered in Valentine's Day. Okay, so when should one start competitive programming? I'm in 4th semester and still 2-star. So last night I saw a post where a guy who is just 4-star has cracked Google as well as Microsoft. So when you are in 4th semester, so you still have 1 year left for your placement. So I think that in 1 year a person can be from a noob to candidate master. Okay, there are many examples. Okay, there are numerous examples. Still don't take high hopes, still just work hard. Okay, still just work hard. Whatever is coming, just take it, but do justify yourself, give your 100%. Okay, please like the video. Okay, I have tried my level best to explain, and I see no more doubts coming in. Okay, so I would be turning off the session now. Thank you and have a nice day.